I remember many years ago when my wife and I were asked the question to rate our marriage on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning great, and 1 meaning not so great, 10 meaning awesome, and 1 meaning not so awesome. And so, I figured, well, nobody's a 10 really, right? Because 10 is perfect, 10 is like the best. And there's always room for improvement. So I figure I give us a 9. I give us a 9. And then Julie came up and she said a 6. I'm like, woman, 6? Really? Like what? Right? And we began talking and sharing, and I realized that there are some things that I was missing and not doing in the relationship, in our marriage. And so, what about you? I want to, in fact, that would be a great exercise to talk to your wife and ask her on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning awesome, 1 meaning not so great. How would you rate our marriage, our relationship, about intimacy? You see, when I say intimacy, what I really mean is closeness, the friendship that the both of you have. How would you rate that closeness? How would she rate that closeness, that friendship, that bond that you and her have? And so when I say intimacy, I'm not talking about all the stuff you do in bed. I'm talking about the closeness. And intimacy is not automatic. Intimacy is not automatic. Oh, we married already. Oh, I hug her every time. She know I love her. That's not what I mean. Marriage and intimacy is intentional. Intimacy in your relationship is intentional. And so if we are not intentional, our marriages will fail. So this is not a respecter of what religion or what background that you come from, right? Marriage and intimacy is intentional, and you cannot take that for granted. But you may be saying, Frank, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to do all these things, right? Let me say it this way. You are too busy not to be intentional in your marriage. Because the thing is, I've seen many marriages, Christian and not Christian, all the same, in the sense that even though you guys may have a faith background and you go to church and you have these similar values, if the husband is not intentional in the relationship, it doesn't matter, right? Your marriage will fail. Well, your marriage might still be married, you might be married still, but if it's not intimate in the sense of closeness and friendship, that marriage will eventually just be two people under the same roof, sleeping in two different rooms and not in the same bed. On the outside, to people, you may be going to all the Bible studies and small groups, and nobody knows how close you guys don't feel in the marriage, because you are not intentional in creating, cultivating this intimacy in your marriage. And so you can't think that, oh, I provide the money, I provide the finances, I provide the roof over our head. That's great. We must be a provider. We must be that part of being a man and providing. But she not just needs the part of feeling she's been provided for, she also needs your heart. She also needs your mind. She needs your engagement, your availability, your responsiveness in having this relationship be intimate and close. And so I want to share with you what Gottman talks about that is research based amongst thousands of couples on some things that healthy couples do that sustain them through experiencing decades of healthy relationships. All right, and if you stay till the end, I want to share with you one of the things that couples don't do, that they fail to do in their marriage. That if you get all these 4 things right, but you kind of miss the 5th thing, the last thing that I want to share at the end causes the relationship to go to a whole nother level, deeper in their relationship, closer than they ever been before, because now they're able to be on the same page. I want to share with you what that is at the end. All right, so make sure you stay to the very end, because this last one is a game changer. All right, now all these, it's not like you have to do all of that at one time, but I would encourage you in 2025, I would encourage you to be intentional in your marriage in 2025 by applying one of these things. Try doing these things once a week and add on to it, build upon it. All right. So the first thing I do want to talk about, and check my watch here because it's the camera that I kind of make sure everything's in frame. The first thing I want to talk about is appreciation. Appreciation is important because it says here the antidote to contempt. Now, when I say contempt, the word contempt means you're condescending. When we're condescending with our words, we're labeling, we're character assassinating our spouse, our wife. We say things, we look down at her, and we think that we are better than her. I'm more cleaner, I'm more organized, I'm more healthier, I'm more prompt, I'm more on time, I'm more than this, more than you, right? And so we have these condescending remarks that looks down on her, right? Maybe you don't tend to always say it, but that's the perspective that you have about your relationship and your marriage with her, where you're saying things such as, you know what, you're always late, you're so inconsiderate, you're selfish, we think have these thoughts that's very looking down kind of perspective. And so the antidote to contempt is building appreciation in your marriage, having this relationship in such a way where you show appreciation and you're being specific about your appreciation, not where you just say, hey, thank you, but really having this appreciation where you're saying, thank you for, babe, thank you so much for folding my clothes. Thank you so much for preparing lunch and breakfast and dinner, whatever it is. Thank you so much for taking the kids to school today. Thank you so much and being really specific, right? Appreciation, what it shows is that it's not me greater than you. Appreciation shows that we need each other and I need you. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today if it weren't for you doing what you're doing, right? It's that appreciation. And so what appreciation does is it disarms contempt. In that those thoughts, when you have those contemptuous thoughts of you're better than her, what appreciation does, it combats, it disarms that mentality of contempt, and you begin to think, I do need her in my life. I need her to do these things, because if I don't have her doing these things and doing her part, I wouldn't be able to do my part, right? So marriage is a togetherness. It's a team thing. We need each other, right? The Bible talks about how we are one of one flesh, right? And so if you get one piece of your body ripped off from you, it hurts. You feel it. You know when one piece of your body is ripped off, because that's your body. In the same way, you need her in your life as well as she needs you. You need each other to make this thing happen. And the way to show that is to show appreciation. And I would encourage you, it doesn't take that long. It just takes literally less than a minute. How fast is this? Babe, thank you so much for the thing that you told me today. It really helped me. It really brightened up my day. Thank you for saying you look good today. Thank you for that kiss. Thank you for that hug. Thank you for whatever it is. Take a few moments to appreciate her. This is not that hard, right? And you ain't gotta dig deep for that one, because there's so much things to appreciate her for. The second thing is a stress-reducing conversation. A stress-reducing conversation really starts off with, how's your day? Right? Babe, how was your day today? And remember this, empathize only. Do not provide solutions. Don't try to find strategies. She may share with you the problems of her day. Don't try to figure out how to fix it. Guys, don't try to figure it out. As men, that's what we do. We try to figure it out and provide problems. And I know this also pertains to women as well, because women are problem solvers. I get it. But that's the point. Women are problem solvers, so they don't need you to solve their problems. They already have things figured out. They probably have a few more strategies than you might think in figuring out their problem. However, what they do need from you is to empathize. Empathize means to feel their pain. Feel their pain when they share about a stressful moment at work, when they share a stressful or maybe a just very concerning moment that they've had with one of the kids. Say that and say, man, that sounds stressful. You must be having a hard time with that. Babe, I'm so sorry. Or if she shares a good thing, right? Wow, babe, that sounds so exciting. my goodness, I wish I was there. Or maybe she's complaining about one of her co-workers or her boss, and like, oh my gosh, I hear that, I just want to slap her in the face. Obviously we won't, right? But that just tells her, right? Like you say, babe, I hear that about your boss, man. It feels like, oh my gosh, let's go slash her tires. I'm just kidding. But you begin to help her feel that you are with her in her pain. You are with her in that moment, and that it's okay not to be okay. And I got you, babe. I got your feel. I hear you, right? Empathizing with her only. Now, if she does ask something like, what would you do? How would you fix this? If she's asking for your thoughts on how to fix it, then offer it. But don't offer it if it's not asked, if it's not requested. A stress-reducing conversation is what it is. It helps reduce, relieve, de-escalate the stress that your wife is experiencing. And having to ask a simple question as, how was your day, really kind of opens up the conversation. And you think, oh, she could talk forever. Now let's analyze that. Really, is it forever? Or is it really like 5 to 10 minutes, right? If you give her that 5, maybe 10 minutes to allow her to reduce her stress and reduce all that anxiety she's been experiencing of the day, can you imagine how much more happier she will feel? Can you imagine how much more close she would feel with you, because you allowed her to share the stuff that she's been carrying all day with you, and you were that absorber to take that in. Now you say, well, what about me, Frank? Well, yeah, absolutely. You share with her your day. You share with her the things that you're going through and the stuff that I don't need her to. Well, no, that's part of the relationship, that she knows that you're going through stuff as well, that you're not alone, and that the thing is, God gave you her wife so she can help carry with you, right? And so this is a stress-reducing conversation is so crucial in a marriage. Showing appreciation, having those stress-reducing conversation. And the number 3 thing is touch, hold, and kiss. Touch, hold, and kiss. Right? A lot of research has been done by Dr. John Gottman, where they see that couples who just have a longing kiss for as long as 6 seconds is so powerful that it causes the brain to have all these happy chemicals and have all these dopamine hits, right? Dopamine hits, that hit that you experience when you open up your phone and check your social media, that hit that you get when you watch TV and you're looking for that entertaining show. That 6-second kiss activates that dopamine happy chemical in your brain that causes this closeness and intimacy between you and her. And then also what I do is hug and pray over her. This is something that I enjoy doing with my wife, that before she leaves for the day, she'll give me that hug, and we'll just hug. We'll hug each other, embrace each other, hold each other tight for those few moments. And in those few moments, I'll say a quick prayer over her to bless her and to protect her for the day, right? And if you're a person of faith, I would encourage you to do that. Do the 6-second kiss and hug and pray over your wife, okay? Let me kind of adjust this here for a little bit. The other thing is schedule a date night, right? We know this one, schedule a date night. This takes less than a minute, right? This takes maybe 10 minutes. This takes, like I said, 6 seconds, or maybe let's just say 1 minute, all right? So far we're saying it's not a full hour, right? But then the other one is scheduling a date night. Now, scheduling a date night really, we know what that is. We hear date nights are important for the relationship, right? We got that, yeah? Let me fix this here. We know that scheduling a date night is important in the relationship. Now, we talk about how, right, having a date night, we think date nights, it's this glamorous. We think about it's this real expensive, fancy schmancy kind of stuff. The reality is it doesn't have to be fancy or expensive. It could be simply having a walk around the park. It could be simply having to do the hobby that you both enjoy doing. In fact, what makes a quality date? What consists of a quality date night, right? This is one of the reasons why I like movies, but I don't like watching movies with my wife. I enjoy it, because we're watching a movie that we both enjoy. That if that's your hobby, that's cool. That's great. The thing about what makes a quality date night, it's focused. It's a focused date on each other. You're focused on each other. Now, it may be a movie, right? Because that's a shared activity. That's a favorite hobby of the both. Maybe you guys enjoy watching movies together. However, after the movie is done, there has to be a meaningful conversation in that date night, right? Is there a meaningful conversation? Maybe it's talking about the themes and the events and the stuff that you saw in the movie. But there needs to be a focusing of each other and a meaningful conversation. A shared activity, a favorite hobby, and I provide a suggestion like just maybe walk, as simple as walking, right? You can go outside with your wife, hold her hands, and just walk around, have a leisure walk around the community and just having a meaningful conversation, and you're just focused on each other, right? And this is where this makes a quality date night. Another added idea is new experience. What's a new experience that you could share together, have together, that would provide memories, right? Instead of throwing down all this money, because I tell you what, all this money is going to make you feel a little grief at the end. Now, if you got the means to throw down the money, then go for it. That's awesome. You can do great new experiences, go skydiving together, I don't know, whatever's, right? But for those of us who are on a budget, for those of you who are living on a budget, you can't do the skydiving kind of experiences. Well, there's other cheaper, more affordable things, right? Having to go, they have those painting the art, again, you can Google this, and you can Google and find all the list of creative dating experiences, and they're out there. What makes a quality date night is focused on each other, meaningful conversations, and a shared activity like a favorite hobby, simple as walking, or new experiences. But this shared activity that eventually somewhere around that time of a date night is focused on each other and meaningful conversations, right? And this takes 2 hours. If you watch a movie with all this together, having a meal together, 3 hours, right? All these things. But again, it speaks to the point that marriages and intimacy in relationships are intentional and not just expected. The final tip of intentionality in our marriages is number 5. Here it is. State of the Union meeting. A State of the Union meeting. I know it sounds real formal, right? However, it doesn't have to be formal. It's not meant to be formal. What it really is a piece of intentionality in your marriage for the objective of intimacy. And what a State of the Union meeting requires these 4 elements. One is saying something to the effect of, I love what you're doing. This is speaking to showing appreciation. I love it when you fill in the blank, right? I love it when you give me those hugs in the morning. It really starts my day off right. Number 2, how you doing, right? This is talking about empathizing. This is talking about how are you doing? How was your week? Right? And by the way, this is something that's done at least weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. This conversation must happen in your marriage for the sake of intimacy, right? How are you doing? This is showing showing empathy with your wife. How are you doing? And just empathizing with her. Again, like I spoke to earlier, not having to provide solutions, just only empathizing with her. Then the next one is, how are we doing, right? How are we doing? I wrote here, what went right or what went wrong with us this past month or this past week, right? What went right and what went wrong with us this past week, this past month. This is talking and speaking to those moments in our relationship where there was conflict or there was some distance in our intimacy. We didn't feel as close because this happened, because of the thing that she said, because of the thing that she did, or whatever it is, right? You guys remember those conflicts, those little verbal jabs that you had at each other. What are we doing? What went wrong or what went right? And have those conversations. Point those things out. Don't justify, don't defend, because how she feels is how she feels, right? Maybe there was something that you said, how you said it, that look on your face, whatever it is that triggered a moment of her past. Those kind of conversations will be brought up. Babe, when you said that, it reminded me when I was bullied in elementary school, and it just brought all those moments back, and I came at you really hard, and that's just what I was feeling, right? That's where you bring those things up. And the final one is, what can I be doing? What can I be doing to make you feel safe, to make you feel more loved? Is there something that I can do that you're needing from me to make you feel more loved, right? This is the State of the Union meeting. This takes maybe an hour. And you could also include this into the date nights. This is a conversation you could have in the date nights, right? So imagine, right? Showing appreciation takes less than a minute. Stress reducing conversation, 5-10 minutes. Let's just go 10 minutes. Touching, holding, kissing takes 6 seconds. So let's just give that a minute, right? So far, 12 minutes. Scheduling a date night takes about 2 hours, right? Now 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours and 12 minutes, right? State of the Union meeting, well, you could throw that into your date nights. So you can see that if we put intentionality into our marriages, spending at least a day of less than 20 minutes a day, less than half an hour a day, doing State of the Unions either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. If we just do these things, on a consistent basis, can you imagine the closeness we will feel with our spouses in 2025? Can you imagine taking your relationship to the next level? These 5 tips are game changers, that if we take these 5 tips to heart and apply just one thing a week and just build on that one thing 1 week, we just show appreciation daily. As we get consistent in showing appreciation, it turns into stress reducing conversation where we just daily ask, how's your day? And just kind of empathize with her for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And then in the mornings or throughout the day or at the end of the day, showing that touch, hold, kiss, where we just kiss her for 6 seconds and pray over her as people of faith, right? Knowing that she is a priority in our lives, helping her to feel that as well. Having these date nights that are 1 to 2 hours, and having these quality date nights that consist of focused meetings, focused on each other, meaningful conversations, having these shared activities, and having these State of the Union meetings with each other. Can you imagine how greater, how more stronger, how much more depth we would have in our marriages? That no matter the winds of life, no matter the waves and the squalls of life, nothing will rock our marriages, because we have been intentional in setting a strong foundation in our marriage. I would encourage you to try this out in 2025. Make 2025 the best year ever in your marriage, and then it'll just take your relationship to the next level. If you've been enjoying what I've been putting out there, I would encourage you to please subscribe to my channel. If you've been really just hit that like button, share it with your friends and family, and comment on the bottom other things that you've been doing that you've noticed has helped you in building intimacy in your marriage. I hope this helped. Enjoy life. Take care.